I'm going to introduce one of the software that is called as Circuit Mod Simulator. So this software is open source. So you just Google it and download Circuit Mod Simulator software. But remember, for the software, you need Java platform. So while downloading that software, you can also download Java platform software. First of all, download that Java software, Java add-on tool, and then download your circuit mod simulator and install it. Remember, this software is open source software. You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay anything. So therefore, my interest is to uh, show you demonstration of circuit mod simulator so that you can perform various or n number of practicals based on this software. First of all, I will share my this PowerPoint to you. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's
Yes, sir.
visible.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh. Uh, so this is my topic already told. So if you want to perform any practical in the laboratory, so what we need various instruments, equipments, components, breadboard, connectors, cables, and your expertise. And then you can perform the practical. So for laboratory experiments, you need investment, like you need CRO, signal generator, power supply, function generator, breadboard, component, and so on. And then you can perform the practical. Correct? So if you go for virtual laboratory, what you don't need any physical instruments or components. You need just a computer and some simulation software. That's it. And with the help of computer and this simulation software, you can perform any experiment and you can achieve the results. I know you need actual practice. Actual practicing makes man perfect. Suppose you want to design some circuit like amplifier. So you need component and breadboard, then some signal generator, CRO, and then you can perform that practical in the laboratory. But right now in this pandemic situation, we don't have any alternative. Therefore, one can learn these practicals using virtual laboratory. Virtual means you are performing all practicals virtually on the computer. So you can see here, I have given one more image where you can see there are so many components, instruments kept on the table. A nearby table, there is laptop and computer. So all these equipments, connectors, cables, etc., they are and integrated and imported into the computer or laptop. It doesn't mean that you're putting you'll find various instruments, equipments, etc. And in computer or in laptop, you'll find their programs. Actually, they are not using actual CRO or instrument. They are using program. If you select particular equipment or component, they will select appropriate program. Suppose register. So they will consider model of register. If you take transistor, it will consider model of transistor. So in this software, you will find all features of all components, instruments, etc. First of all, you have to understand what is simulation. So simulation means you are performing practicals or modeling virtually. You are simulating. You are not doing actual things. Even though experienced person or scientist find very difficult, finding difficulty in prediction of behavior of electrical circuits. So, for DC circuit understanding or analysis, it is easy. But if you go for AC circuit or some complicated circuit, it is really difficult to predict behavior of the circuit. Then what we can do, we take a physical component, you construct circuit
Uh,
physically.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir,
Yes,
there is a small window showing my screen there. You please minimize that.
this one, no? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
that's fine, sir.
okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you physically construct a prototype and go for measurements. This is one way. And second way is circuit simulation. So today we are concentrating on circuit simulations. Friends, why simulations? Simulations are cheaper and safer than conducting experiments in the laboratory. So why I said cheaper and safer? Because you don't need any investment. Suppose if you go for a digital storage oscilloscope or some spectrum analyzer, their costs are very high. Here you don't have to pay that. So therefore I said this is cheaper and safer. So why safer? Sometimes you want to test your circuit for very high voltage or very high temperature, and it is not expected that create that much temperature in the lab and test your circuit. But in simulation, these things are possible. You can test your amplifier for 200 degrees Celsius temperature also, 100-degree temperature also, and 30-degree temperature also. So conducting practicals on simulation are really safer. Then simulations are more realistic than traditional experiments. Second, simulations are often conducted faster than real-time systems. Suppose I'm having a battery, car battery, and if I want to study that battery behavior for different currents, suppose if I connect some load to the battery, suppose a 0.5 ampere load I have connected to the battery. So for experimentation with car battery with 0.5 ampere bulb, it may go up to 24 hours or 48 hours. So it is difficult. So by simulation, you can increase the load, you can change uh, various parameters, and you can study. So in my research, I used various simulation softwares to study various parameters of the battery and electrical vehicle. So I use Simplorer, one of the best simulation software. Second, which allows up setting environmental conditions. You can easily set environmental conditions in simulation softwares or in simulation platform. Actually, simulation softwares are not used for practicals actually, but where it is completely fitted when system is too large or too small, too complex, or too fast or too slow for direct experimentation. Then and then only one can use simulations. So already I said for battery discharge that it takes very long time, and there you need a simulation or some system where system takes readings continuously. Okay, actually this is the main role of simulation where system is too large, too complex, or too small, faster or slow for direct experimentation. If you see what is PSpice and what are the different types of PSpice, so P stands for personal computer, S for simulation, P for integrated, I for C for circuit, and E for emphasis. Personal computer simulation program integrated circuit emphasis. So this is the long form of PSpice. And there are two types of PSpice. One of them is DOS base and second one is window base. Right now nobody uses DOS base. Now everyone prefers window base. But if you learn DOS base PSpice, you'll find so many things. In DOS base, you need to write codes. You need to write a program like C program. But in window base, you need to select appropriate component, just symbols, icons, and interconnect these icon symbols by wires and get your work done. So today I will go for window base PSpice. And in window base, you'll get two options again, professional version software and free version software. Now I'm concentrating on free version software, which is Circuit Mod Simulator. Before that, I will just take a brief review about what are different analysis. Students, if you find some problem, medical problem, you go to the doctor. And what doctor does? Doctor diagnoses by measuring your temperature, then heartbeats, etc. And by knowing these 2-3 parameters, he come to some conclusion. Similarly, if you go to the electronics engineer or some expert, what he will do? He will measure certain parameters of the circuit, like he will measure voltage, current, resistance, impedance, frequency, and from these readings, he will come to know that, okay, this is the circuit of amplifier or circuit of attenuator, circuit of oscillator, something like that. So similarly, you need to know what are different analysis given in PSpice or simulation softwares. Today, I'm not going to show you different analysis using simulation. Just I will brief about what are the analysis. So one of the analysis is bias point analysis, which calculates DC operating points of your circuits. Second, DC sweep analysis, which calculates your component current, voltage, etc. And results will be shown in terms of graphs, etc. Even though you can vary DC input voltage, etc. using DC sweep analysis. Similarly, AC sweep, you can vary frequency of particular circuit and you can study gain, phase, etc. using AC analysis. Then very important analysis is transient analysis. If you are interested to study response of your circuit in terms of time, then transient analysis is preferred. Similarly, time domain, that is again a part of transient analysis, which gives a response in terms of time. Even though using these analysis, you can plot various output function, a function of time, output as a function of time. Like you are interested to plot gain versus frequency, something like that. So using transient or time domain analysis, you can perform that part. Students, right now I will go for demonstration part. So you can see on the screen, there is icon called as circuit mod icon. You can see this is IC, integrated circuit. And below that, again, you will find one more icon called as circuit mod, the Java circuit simulator. Correct? So go to the my desktop. So you'll find one icon called as circuit mod icon. Is it visible to you? Sharma sir, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So now you can see over here, the software is already installed and you can see shortcut, that is circuit mod. shortcut. So I'm just double clicking on that. So you can see this platform. So you can see this is place here your component. So I'm just placing this title somewhere, or I can delete that using delete key. I have deleted that. Right now, this exit in edit, you'll find undo, redo, cut, copy, paste, select all. In scope, uh, you'll find stack all, unstack all, etc. If you want to see result in terms of waveform, so you can combine these waveforms using stack all and unstack. So in option, you'll find show current, show voltage, show power, show values, show grid, small grid, European register, wide background, etc. So I have selected some of them like show current, show voltage, show values. So I will select this also, show grid and small grid. Okay, so that you can locate component properly. Okay, so now let us go for some simple experimentation. Uh, you right click anywhere. Suppose here I have right click, hit SCR and so on. In logic gates, you can see these logical gates are available. In chips, you'll find ADC, DAC, flip-flops, multiplexers, adders, etc. Display devices, you'll find LEDs, array LEDs, text, etc. So first of all, I will select text. Okay. So text and this. So what you need to do, you need to click on that and just drag it on your this workspace. Correct. So I will give some title. Suppose text. I will just right click and go to edit. So here I will give some name, experimentation. That's it. Okay. And if you want to move this, see, you cannot move this, correct? So delete it, right click on that, and here you will find select or drag selected. So this way you can move this text anywhere, correct? Now for initial experimentation, I will consider some simple component. Okay, so I will right click. Okay, and what I will do, I will select register. So what you do, you just click on that and drag like this. Correct. So now you can see by default value of resistor is 100 ohm, and you can see in below here you'll find what are parameters, like you can see current 0, VD 0, resistance 100, power 0, because we are not connected any source. Okay, so I need to connect some source. So what I will do, I will go to input, and output. You can see here in input and output, you will find add voltage source to terminal, add voltage source 1 terminal, AC source 2 terminal, and so on. Okay, I will use this add voltage source 1 terminal here. By default 5 volt is taken. You can see voltage source, DC voltage source of 5 volt, and you need to connect one ground. So before ground, I am connecting one wire because I want to show you something more. And you can see the fourth parameter is add ground. So selected add ground. Yes. Now my first circuit is ready. You can see this voltage source, resistor, this is just a wire, and this is ground. Now I will change value of resistor. Just you have to click that and right click and go to edit and change value 100 ohm. Okay. Now my circuit is ready. So you can just consider Ohm's law part for this. And in right side, you can see there is a reset option, then stopped, then simulation speed, current speed, etc. So now you just click on this untick. You just click here and you can see your circuit is simulating, and I can just adjust current speed. You can see how current flows from your voltage source to the ground through resistor. Okay. Now, if you just click on that resistor below that circuit, you will find current 5 milliamp, voltage 5 volt, resistor 1 kilo ohm, and power 25 milliwatt. Correct. So yes, but in this circuit, I want to show you some other things. Suppose I want to show how much current flowing through the circuit. So what do? You select that wire. You can see here. So I used unnecessary wire, correct? But right now you'll find significance of that. Right click that. See what I did. I have selected that wire connector, correct? Right click it and go to edit option. And in edit option, you will find two things like show current and show voltage. So I want to show the current. You can see the current 5 milliampere. You're also interested to show how much voltage. Right now, I know this is 5 volt, but you want to use digital multimeter for showing how much voltage drop across that resistor or particular component. So what you do, go to input and output, correct? And in input and output, you will find various things like see, analog output, logic input L. So I'm selecting this analog output. So you can see here, I have selected out. So right now you're just getting out, but right click on that, again go to the edit and type select show voltage and OK. You can see here voltage is also visible and current is also visible, correct? So this way you can select component from the library and take component in your main platform, connect all nodes properly with proper polarity, and then start simulation. You can see here, you can stop your simulation. You can start your simulation. OK, so this is your first part. Suppose you are interested to study potential divider arrangement of the resistors. OK, so what I will do, I will select this. I stop my simulation. I will deselect this. Suppose I don't want this. So what you do, you select that and just delete it. OK, you don't want this, delete it. OK, so what I will do, I will take two resistors. OK, and I will connect these two resistors. Take a resistor, one more resistor. OK, first of all, I will move this part somewhere and I will take a resistor. OK, and I will take same value 1K, 1K, and I will take this ground here. And second thing, I will take, yeah, this analog out from this and I will select 5 volt, sorry, show voltage over here. Now my circuit is ready for potential divider part. Now I untick this. So you can see your input is 5 volt and this voltage is 2.5 because your voltage gets equally divided because two resistors are same value. This 1k upon 2k into 5, it is 2.5. This way you can study potential divider circuit using circuit mod. I will untick this and I will select whole part and I will move this here. Okay, and now I will go for 1, 2 and 3, and again I will use wire. Okay, then analog out here and here. I will select show voltage and here also show voltage. Now, even though I untick this, my current is not flowing through this part. Why? Because there is one problem in this circuit. You can see here below you'll find one bad connection. If you see this circuit properly, here you'll find one red blob. This red blob means the connection is not proper. So there is a problem with this. So what do? You go to the add wire and take this point and merge it. Now you can see that red blob is gone. And now you can see your circuit is definitely work. You can see now current is flowing through this part and this part. So you know this is 5 volt. So here you're getting 2.5, but here I'm using 3 more resistors. And again I'm dividing these voltages because the resistor values are same. So this is 3.33 volt and this is 1.67 volt. So definitely some simple practicals can be performed very easily using this circuit mod simulator. Suppose you are interested to know the currents of these branches. So already I said if you're interested to know current of this 100 ohm, you can see below here you can see in the below you'll find resistor value, then current VD 2.7. Just 1 minute. Just minute. Call. You can see voltages, correct? What I do, I can add here one current meter so that you will get to know how much current flowing through the circuit. You can see for this branch current is 16.7 milliampere. So what you can do, you can add one wire between these two resistors, one wire between these two resistors, so that you can see individual currents of these. Right now, these resistors are in series, so series, so same current flows through that. But if you are connecting some extra resistors like this, and you are interested to know Yeah. So now you can see. So here current gets equally divided, correct? Because of these same resistors. So if you change this, suppose instead of 100, if you take 200, so you'll find how current distributes. You can see here current is 6.25 milliamp and here 12.5 milliamp, correct? So you can add extra wires between these nodes and and know exact current flowing through the branch. You can see 6.2 milliamp flowing through this 200 and total current is 18, not total current, current flowing through this branch is 18.8 milliamp, correct? So this way your Kirchhoff's current law, Kirchhoff's voltage law, Ohm's law, these simple experiments can be performed with this circuit mod simulator. Okay, so now I will show you how to use switches, etc. So what I will do, I will deselect this and I will remove all these things. Okay, so I will delete this and I will take voltage source. I will just take some another circuit. Suppose add voltage source to terminal. You can see this way you can add two terminal source. Yeah, and suppose voltage I want, suppose 5 volt, it is by default 5 volt DC, AC, triangular, square, etc. that can be selected. Okay, so 5 volt. Then I want to add some switch. So go to the passive component part and here you will find inductor, switch, push switch, etc. So I will take just okay, push switch. Then I will connect one resistor. And I will connect one wire to this and I will take LED for output. And I need to connect this properly. Yes, so you know these are the two bad connections, correct? So I can remove some. Yeah, so I will take a resistor once again and I will connect. Yes, now you can see this is your switch, your selected SPST switch, then resistor 100 ohm and this is LED and voltage source 5 volt. I will select 5 volt. Okay, yes, now my circuit is ready. So you can see my switch is off, so therefore LED is off. You can see when I press switch, my circuit gets complete and your LED is turned on. You can see this pushed on, the switch is pushed on. Okay, if you don't want this, so just remove this by, you can see if you click over here, you will find switch SPST, delete it and you take some another switch like just add switch. Okay, now you can see this. Your circuit is closed, circuit is on, circuit is off. You can see the current flowing through this, even though you can add voltage and current. If you're interested, you can add here analog out over here so that you'll get to know how much voltage across your LED. So you can see 1.88 volt, and here you are given 5 volt. So you know your LED needs this much voltage only, correct? And if you're interested to know current, you know the way of how to add a particular track or wire so that you will get to know current. So this voltage across your LED. Okay. Okay. So if you go to this part, you'll find various things like you can choose resistor, you can choose capacitor, you can choose ground, you can choose transformer, potentiometer, relay, like this. Then you can select some gates. You can select the various gates, suppose XOR gate you need. Okay. Then various LEDs, array LEDs, etc. etc. Suppose, yes, LED array. These are the LED arrays, etc. So now I will just work on some of the part. So I will just deselect this and I will remove this circuit. I will remove whole part and I will take only single LED, or yeah, okay, I will take array. You can see. So these are the 10 LEDs selected. Sometimes you need multiple LEDs, correct? Suppose you want to turn on this particular LED. So what do you do? Go to your input output, and here I'm selecting some voltage source. You can see. You can see uh, your LED is turned on because I have connected supply to this. Okay. And if you connect this, so second LED is on, third LED is on, fourth LED is on. I don't want that. I can undo. Okay. And yes, so I can select this part and you can connect wires and you can use these LEDs as per your requirement. Okay. Suppose I want to see output of some circuit for this LED. Suppose I want to use some logic gate. Suppose AND gate. So this is your AND gate. And you are interested to see output of this AND gate. So what you do, you connect output to this LED, correct? And suppose you have to give some input. Suppose this is 1 and this is also 1. So what will be the output? Output will be high. You know this AND gate. If inputs are 1, 1, output becomes 1. And because of this output high, your LED turns on. Okay, suppose this you want 0, select 0. So your output is 0, correct? So this way you can use array of LEDs for your experimentation purpose. Okay, so I will take this name over here and I will take some other exercise. Okay, now what I will do, I will just take some gates. So this is AND gate. This is NAND gate. And you want to make this NAND gate as a NOT gate. So suppose I'm shorting this, and yeah, and output I will use LED. Two separate LEDs for two outputs. And I can add a ground. Okay. And inputs are okay. So before that I use just 5 volt and 0. So what I can do, I can use logic input L, logic input high. So you can say this. So now my first AND gate inputs are 1, 1. So therefore output is 1. And this is my NOT gate. Even though this is NAND gate, but I shorted input, so it becomes NOT gate. You can see if input is low, output is high. High input, output low. If this is low, this is 1, output becomes 0. So this way you can perform all digital electronics experiments with the help of circuit mod simulator. Now I will show you one simple demo of multiplexer. Okay. So what I will do, I will select this and I will delete. For multiplexer, what you need? You need, yes, you need AND gate, NAND gates. Okay. You need one more NAND gate this way. Short this and okay, and I will connect one LED just for knowing your outputs. Okay, so this correct. You can see there is some problem. You can see voltage source wire loop with no resistance. Okay. Okay. So what I will do, I will add voltage source, or yes, I will add this also. L, and here also L, L, L. Okay. So suppose this is high, this is low. What is the problem? There is some problem. Wire voltage source with wire loop with no resistance. Okay. Where is the problem? Okay. Okay. What I will do? Cancel. Open. And yes. Now you can see same part. Yeah. So here instead of considering just high and low, I'm considering clock. So you know this is your control input, and these are the two different inputs. Suppose this is D1 and this is D0, or A and B. So these are the four NAND gates, and here LED is shown. Now you can see over here. Yeah, yeah, definitely you can see this. So these are the three waveforms taken. First waveform is this one, clock, correct? So you can see if I click on this, you can see below waveform becomes blue in color. It means this input is selected. Second, you can see second input, again that second waveform is there, and this is your third waveform. You can see this is your third waveform. This first, this second, and this third. Now, no, you know this is multiplexer, two input, one output mux, and the input gets selected by this. Suppose this H, suppose L. So what will your output? So this will be your output. You can see this is your output. If this is high, this will be your output. You can see here. You can see the change. So I'm just increasing speed of my simulation so that you can see. You can observe here. So this is your output. So now this gets selected. If this is low, second gets selected. This way, multiplexers experiments can be studied. So right now here what I did, I have added clock. So from where you get a clock, you can see, go to the display, just wait, clock, yeah. In input and output, you will find a clock. You can see here there is a clock, correct? And you need to set certain parameters of the clock. So what you do, you just click on that, right click it, edit, and these are the parameters. Like see, maximum voltage by default it is 2.5 square wave, frequency by default 100 Hertz, DC offset 2.50, and duty cycle 50 Hertz, 50%. So similarly for this, you can see what are the parameters selected. You can see, go to the edit, and you will find 100 Hertz frequency selected for this input. Second, for this, you can see 1 kilohertz frequency is selected. So 100 hertz and 1 kilohertz. That's it. And this is your control signal. So this control signal decides which input will go to the output, correct? So yeah, one more new thing here shown, outputs. So how do we take these outputs, correct? So now suppose you are interested to see the output. First of all, I will remove this. Okay, first of all, I will remove all the graphs. Understood? Now I will start. Okay, your circuit is working, but you are also interested to see the output. So go to the clock and right click it, and you can see view in scope. So now you're observing clock over here. Second, you are also interested to see second clock view in scope. So you're getting two clocks, this one and this one, two clocks. So now you're interested to see output here. So what I'll do, I will right click on that and I will select view scope. So three waveforms are there. You can see. Just select this. So you get different waveform at the output because this is multiplexer. Sometimes you don't want this horizontal waveform. You want waveform should be vertically arranged. So what you do, you just select particular waveform, and here there is option called as stack and unstack. So just click on stack. Here click on stack so that you can see these three waveforms, first, second and third. Change it. You can see the output directly. Change this. Yeah. Suppose you are interested to particular waveform, just select there, and in right side you will find various parameters of that waveform. Here also you can see 1 kilohertz, here 100 hertz, and here frequency changing. Okay. Yes. So this way you can work on multiplexers, demultiplexers, encoders, decoders, and so on. After this, I would like to take some new exercise. Okay. Okay. So what I will do, I will go for BCD to 7 segment converter. So yeah, so for that I need some switches. So see, first of all, I will just show you one part and then I will demo complete. Suppose these are the 4 switches you need, and you need resistors as well. And you can connect, take a wire this way. So this circuit is very big actually. Just I will show you some part and then I will take a circuit which is made yesterday. Okay. And you need a supply this way. This way you connect all these terminals, and here for ground as well, connect these terminals and ground. So I know here I'm getting this bad contact, but you know how to remove it. Okay, so you connect this and you can easily remove this bad contact by just adjusting these dots appropriately. So now what I will do, I will take my circuit. Yeah. So you can see how these switches are connected A, B, C, D. So these are the four switches, four resistors connected to the ground, and this is 5 volt. So what is this? This is BCD to 7 segment decoder, which is there, where in display you'll find, sorry, in CD series you'll find this BCD to 7 segment decoder 4511, correct? Uh, you can see these are the inputs and these are the extra parameters needed for this decoder. So this is a blinking input, then lamp test, etc. So these two terminals connected to high, this connected to ground. And friends, here what I have taken 7 segment display. So you can see over here, you'll find seven segment display in input output. Yeah. So somewhere that component is there. Okay. So somewhere that is there. It is in input output. Okay. Okay. So now I will just copy and paste this here. Okay. Copy and paste, and I will take this component here. So this 7 segment display, friends. So there are 7 inputs. You can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And suppose I want to activate particular this thing. Yeah. Yeah. Suppose if I want to activate particular segment, you can see. Yes. You can see this A is turned on. Correct. Suppose you want to turn on B, this B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. Okay, so I made a circuit for this purpose. And you can see these are the inputs. This is decoder. These are the registers, and this is your 7 segment display. Now turn on this. Okay, you can see your inputs are 0, 0, 0. If your one of the input is on, you can see the 0, 0, 0, 1. So your output is 1. So this is 1, 0. You can say 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. This is 3. This is 4, 4. This is 5. This is 6. This is 7. This is 8. Correct? So this way you can easily build a BCD to 7 segment converter, etc. So now uh, in this you will find this ICs 4511. This one also switches are also this is MSB, this is LSB. Correct? Now I will not save this and I will go for a new one. Yeah. So just last part I would like to demo for this one. Friends, this is TDM, time division multiplexing circuit, where you can see these three parts. This is frequency F1 by a stable multivibrator. This is second frequency. Again, I am using a stable multivibrator, and this is also a stable multivibrator. You can see these are the three different frequencies I am selecting because component values are different. You can see this capacitor 5 nanofarad, here capacitor 50 nanofarad, and this 100 nanofarad. So I want three different frequencies because this is time division multiplexing. You know, this is a multiplexer part, 2 into 1 multiplexer. So this is control input. You can see this control part, and these are the two different frequencies, F1 and F2. Okay, and just I will give a demo for this. So what I did, I have selected these three frequencies at the output. You can see first frequency, you can see. So at the output, you can see I'm getting a different frequency. You can see I'm getting two frequencies because this is time division multiplexing. Time division multiplexer, this F1, the F2, and this control. So I'm getting these two frequencies at the output. You can see here you have low frequency and high frequency. So you can easily see the frequency is like 135 hertz and one more higher frequency part. So this way, any analog, digital, power, etc. circuit can be simulated and studied with the help of circuit mod simulator. So I think I will stop for this demo part because there are so many circuits which I cannot complete within 1 hour. So if you're interested, I will share you some of the prepared circuits to you through email or WhatsApp, whatever. So this way I conclude my demo part for circuit mod simulator. And just last part, I would like to show you here. You are having some ready-made circuits. Like you can see here your filters, operational amplifier related circuits, transistor based circuits, etc. Some circuits are readily available. You just work on that, and with the help of these readily available circuits, you prepare your own circuits, simulate it, and uh, prepare your laboratory experiments to circuit mod simulator. I think this way I conclude my demonstration part, and I will take over to Sharma sir for further queries or questions, etc. Am I visible, sir?
Sir.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think I am not visible. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I am visible. Okay. Uh, Thank you very much, sir. In your conversation, you have explained about the useful simulation software tool, Circuit Mod, which is available free of cost and is also very easy to use. In the times of COVID pandemic, when the schools and colleges and laboratories are not available, one can use the circuit mod software to build and test electronic circuit. It can be used by junior college, degree college student, and also by hobbyists interested in making and designing and testing the circuit. So let us take some queries from the participant of these talks. I request student they can raise their hand because one at a time, so that I can ask whoever name I take. You just switch on your mic and then you can ask your question, or you can write on in the chat box also. Is there any questions that you want to ask students or even sir, madam?
Uh, uh, Sharma sir, I would like to
Ah.
add one more sentence. So I'm having a YouTube channel. You already told in the
Yes, I have
so
told you.
there are some lectures on that YouTube channel. Interested student can see some of my lectures. Lectures made on
Oh,
circuit board simulator
okay.
only. So there are 2-3 lectures. So if you subscribe that channel, so you'll get upcoming lectures based on simulation and various topics on my interest. Yeah, just go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So nice presentation. You have actually given the keys. Now it's up to the individuals how to explore the functionality of that thing. Sir, the circuits that we make in this software, are these importable into our presentations and the Word files?
Yes, actually, what you can do, you just install this circuit board simulator, and you can
Right.
import in your PPT, PowerPoint that file. Click on so that particular circuit will be run. Definitely.